Joanna has been a prominent figure in Duggar news, even when her infamous family decided to keep things low-key. After the scandals involving Josh Duggar, she didn't back down. Joanna has happily showcased her adorable family with her husband Austin, and 3 kids she has also been a frequent vlogger sharing weekly updates about her everyday life. But like many other influencers and public figures, there are times when Joanna has fallen prey to intense scrutiny. It mostly has to do with her parenting mishaps, hence they get very worried when she shares concerning updates about her little ones in a bunch of new social media posts. Joanna revealed how her youngest son Gunnar was in the hospital, but why back in 2023. Joanna had given birth to baby Gunnar, so Duggar News followers know that he is a little more than a year old. However, the little one has had to visit the hospital many times. It's due to his ongoing respiratory problems. Prior to the current incident, Joanna once fed her son a bigger bite of ham than usual. Due to this, he suffered a choking hazard. Once Joanna and her husband Austin realized he couldn't breathe properly, they had to hospitalize him after such an intense visit, and some tests conducted. Little Gunnar was able to breathe properly once more, but it looks like his respiratory problems continue to persist as Joanna made new posts about taking her baby boy to the hospital yet again. Why so? Since the choking hazard, Gunnar's health has improved until recently. Something concerning happened. Duggar News fans saw Joanna make lots of posts about the same. She mentioned how her youngest baby boy had a bit of cough and runny nose 2 days ago, but things really got bad when the little one began to struggle while breathing after trying to take measures at home to help him. Nothing worked, so Joanna and Austin took Gunnar to the ER. They had to admit him over there. The staff gave the baby breathing treatments, steroids and so on. They also suctioned off his nose. Alas, nothing was working as Gunnar's oxygen levels were at 90 to 95. Well, it wasn't too low, but his breathing was labored. In fact, the little one was breathing heavily from his chest. Hence, Gunnar had to be in the hospital for 25 hours to get better. Joanna's husband Austin told her that the staff lowered his O2 levels through the night, and he responded well, so they completely weaned it off by the morning. Little Gunnar is now completely out of trouble, and the family came back home. Joanna made another post as people kept asking her what was triggering the little one. Well, she revealed that whenever it's anything cough and cold-related, Gunnar's breathing always gets bad. His respiratory tract is perhaps weak, so it's just getting sick that triggers it. Keep an eye on TV season and spoilers. For more Duggar news, the 19 kids and counting star opened up about nerve-wracking sleepless nights spent in the hospital while her little boy got treatment. Little Gunnar developed a light cough and runny nose last week, but after just 1 day, he started wheezing and struggling to breathe. Joanna said on Instagram, "We had done all the things we could do at home, and nothing was helping. So we took him into the ER." She said at the hospital, Gunnar got breathing treatment, steroids, and no suctioning, but nothing could stop his labored and heavy chest breathing. The hospital admitted him, and Joanna pulled an all-nighter as she anxiously waited for her son to get better. She stood and held him all night, and he woke up nearly every 20 minutes to cry in discomfort. Joanna's husband, Austin Forey, and their other kids, Gideon, For, and Evelyn, For, joined them in the hospital while he got urgent care after 2 nights of oxygen. Gunnar had recovered, and Joanna shared videos of him racing around the hospital room with his dad. Joanna said her baby had the common cold, but his respiratory system couldn't recover from the virus without help. In June, Joanna described slapping her newest baby on the back, desperate to get him to spit up a piece of ham. She couldn't get him to cough it up, so she had to hand over the baby to her husband, Ho. As an EMT, Gunnar threw up multiple times and still hadn't thrown up the ham. and was gagging and not breathing, she said in a YouTube video. After that, he was able to take some shallow breaths, but was still struggling and was lethargic. The couple decided to race to the hospital and watched in horror as he stopped breathing a few times during their drive. I was just crying out to God, like, please save him. And I've never been to a point where I thought I was going to lose one of my kids, she said. However, once they got to the ER, Gunnar started to breathe normally and even giggled while they took an X-ray. I was just so thankful that God protected him, and we made it to the hospital, and that whatever was in his throat wasn't bothering him anymore. She said Duggar is someone from the Duggar family who often makes headlines. She really impressed Duggar news followers when she became the first ones to talk about the Josh Duggar controversy. The star has also addressed how it affected her relationship with the rest of her family. It especially included parents Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar. Apart from this, many viewers also believe that Duggar doesn't get along with the rest of the family, as well as they now share opposing viewers. They are often trying to ask her questions about the same. Well, in a recent question and answer segment on her Instagram stories, Duggar may have confirmed that she is no longer close to her sisters longtime Duggar news followers know that Duggars were devoted members of IVOLP. By following these principles, they had to live a conservative lifestyle that included having a strict dress code, orthodox gender norms, sing as teens, so on. But Duggar soon began raising her voice about her changed perceptions, and it didn't land well with her parents Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar. Duggar has mentioned many times in various podcasts that she's no longer as close to her mom and dad. Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar fans didn't think much of it, but then they saw her recent post. Since then, they have started to feel like the parents might be influencing their younger kid. They are perhaps doing so they maintain a distance from Duggar. Why is that? She shared a post hinting upon it. As mentioned before, Duggar has earned a name for herself by separating herself from the rest of her family. She openly began to speak up about the toxic lifestyle she had to follow while growing up. Duggar news fans began taking interest in her candidness and honesty, and soon she had a fan base of her own. But Duggar did lose some things along the way. In a new Ask Anything session on Instagram, viewers wanted to know how often Duggar gets to hang out with her sisters, while referring to the younger siblings that still live in Arkansas with Jim, Bob, and Michelle. She shared her views. The star admitted that whenever there is a family gathering, like a wedding, that's when she gets to spend time with them. The number of pictures Duggar has put up with her little sister shows how much she wants to be a part of their lives. But after reading how the family gets together only during big events, it made everyone feel like Jim, Bob, and Michelle Duggar may be making efforts to ensure Duggar stays away from the young siblings. It could be because of their strained bonds. Duggar also expressed disappointment that all of them had been growing way too fast. Maybe he was trying to imply that not being able to spend time with them often makes her feel they are maturing more and more. Keep an eye on TV season and spoilers for more Duggar news.